Hola y bienvenido al espectáculo Edging con basura y Monk. Soy Monk.
Oh my god. You don't even know. You don't even know. You didn't even know that when I was taking
Soy Monk.
y soy basura.
Thank you. Now, what were you saying?
I was saying, this is deep lore, but in college, when I was taking college courses, for college Spanish courses, that was actually my name in Spanish class.
Was it basura?
Yeah, I literally told them. I told my professor that, and she laughed her ass off. I was like, "Call me basura," and she's like, "What?"
Yeah, that shit rules.
And I'm like, "Yeah, call me basura."
Hell yeah.
What do you want to call me? Fucking Guillermo? No, fuck that. I'm basura.
That's a good name. As good a name as any, you know?
You could tell I went to a fucked up college. That I was able to get away with that shit.
I don't know. I think most colleges would maybe get away with it. Anyone, hi everyone. Welcome to the show. There are our live correspondents live at the scene of the Mall Ninja cinematic universe. Today we're covering another pinnacle of edgelord entertainment. Blade. Brian, where's my snare? God, you're leaving me hanging. Hello?
Is it not coming through?
No. Oh, was it going? Oh man.
Oh, was my compression like eating that?
No, I didn't hear it at all.
Hold on, let me turn off compression for a second, okay?
Okay, hold on. We're having some technical difficulties, and the Blade theme song will be occurring shortly.
Okay, go. Do it. Is that good?
That was awesome.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna turn the
leaving it in, everybody.
Fuck it, we're leaving it. Fuck it, we do it live.
Fuck it, we do it. Welcome to Bill O'Reilly's favorite podcast on the internet. Rest in peace.
Oh, he died?
Shout out to a real one. I thought he died. Wait.
Did he die?
Didn't he die like years ago?
Like, thank God, but also like...
Wasn't that like a long time ago that he died?
I don't know, let's go.
Jamie. Jamie. Bill O'Reilly dead. Welcome to the most interesting podcast on the internet, where we find out that Bill O'Reilly is still alive.
Dad.
Yeah. Well, hopefully one day this real one, may he rest in peace, Bill O'Reilly.
may he rest in peace someday, real soon.
Unlimited. Never mind.
Hey everybody, welcome to Cumtown.
Anyway,
I'm kidding. Please don't Google Cumtown.
I think you should Google it. I think you should. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, sorry, this is the Adam Friedland show. My bad.
Yeah. So, Blade. What an interesting movie.
Yeah. Honestly,
did you know, Brian, that the Oxford English Dictionary, it defines blade as a sharp metal object that gets slashed around in the air?
Oh, I thought he was a vampire.
Oh shit! Wait, did we watch the same movie?
Oh shit! Oh yeah, you watched Surviving Edgeweb. Oh shit!
Shit! I guess we gotta. Well, I guess we gotta get caught up. So,
okay. Well,
what happened at the
beginning? What happened in Blade?
Yeah, what happened at the beginning of Blade?
Okay, so at the beginning of Blade, there's this woman, and she's in a hospital, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, she's been bitten," and her neck is bleeding, and she's like, and she's pregante. She's got a huge baby bump, right?
She's got a huge baby in her, like a big tank,
like a big baby, like
a big weapon,
baby, like an adult baby, like sized bump, and like attached to her. And so anyways, she's so they're like, oh, she's gonna die, and they're like giving her an emergency C-section, right?
Yeah.
And so you see this baby being carried away, covered in nasty viscera. This like 2-year-old being carried away.
This like plastic
covered
doll.
in viscera. Yeah, this plastic doll being carried away. And she's like, no. And then they show her her wallet, and it says a name I can't remember, something Booker, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, and then they do a time lapse. They're like, time passes for years, and they show like maybe the time lapse of one day.
And then Blade is emerged from his cocoon, and it's like I do like the headcanon that Blade just grew that fast.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like one day.
Well, it also just says now.
I mean,
I love that. I love that. No. Like, all
now. Right. I think you can see the Twin Towers in some of the skyline shots. Now.
Yeah. Now. Well, in this timeline, now, 9/11 never happened.
Yeah.
So
that's actually a good point. If vampires existed, there wouldn't have been a 9/11. The vampires would not have let that happen. Because they live in the Twin Towers.
Because they're actually having gay orgies in the Twin Towers.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
They're just sucking and fucking up there all day long, and then some brave STDs. Proletarian fighter.
Some brave proletarian fighter, a true martyr, a true Maoist revolutionary, comes and
keeping it in. This is the getting canceled episode of the pod. We're already on. It's episode 2, and we're already on getting canceled.
And he's like, "Let's go." He's like, and Blade breaks into the room. And he's like, "This looks gay." This looks gay.
There's a bunch of people. Well, it did look pretty gay. Like there's a bunch of like blood coming from the sprinklers, and people are sucking on each other.
It's like literally in like a bath. Like everything's covered in tile.
Yeah, they're in like the basement of a butcher, like a meat house.
Yeah. It's like, what is this room? What is this fucking room at the bottom of the meat factory?
It's where all the pig blood and shit ends up.
I mean, like you'd think that, but it's like
it's like they designed one of those for gay orgies.
Yeah, it's huge. Like so Monk will attest. During the entire movie, I was just making jokes about how this is actually about how Blade is a warrior of homophobia, a warrior of God, because it really does give that.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like if you want to actually like read it metaphorically, it's like they're even like, oh yeah, this is a fucking STD that gets passed around. All these people got STDs, and it's like, okay.
They literally say that later in the movie too.
They literally do, yeah. And it's like
that does kind of play nicely with how the villain is, which is the villain. There's like this antagonism between. I may be jumping the gun a little bit, but there's this antagonism between the bad vampire Frost, because he's also kind of like an outsider and doesn't like the established vampire order, but he fucking hates Blade, but he hates Blade because he like wants to be him, it's he's all like very frequently like just envious that Blade can just do whatever he wants, and he is like a lesser vampire because he's not a pure blood.
Yeah, because he's got the bite marks.
Yeah.
I like there's just this like even the elder vampire council, it's like, oh yeah, they're fucking they're all about like staying in the closet, and then the new vampire order by Frost is like, we got to be out in the open. fuck Straighty, we're out here trying to fuck openly.
But in reality, they're just trying to kill all straight people. This is the actual metaphor of the movie.
Yeah. It's like a war on heterosexuality.
Yeah.
It's like, So hey, this is what you get. Just FYI, if you ever send your children away to a college where they can do film studies, this is what happens. Okay, is you get people who talk like me. I'm sorry that I exist. And yeah, I mean, all violence
don't
that
apologize
you do
for
to me is
being right.
Yeah, it's but like that's not to say I don't love this movie.
It's such a good movie. It's there's so much like
bangs.
The soundtrack just rules at all times. The lines all rule. The action rules. Like there's a couple scenes here and there that are kind of like the the extended fat joke scene is maybe a little bit too 90s.
It's a bit 90s. It's a bit. It did give Gamer a little bit, for that scene.
Yeah.
And that's that I don't.
But like
love,
sometimes you're watching a movie and it's a little bit 90s, like whatever.
Also, what a fucking legend that Pearl. Pearl, like so explicitly like a queer icon, like actually.
Yeah,
because like the whole thing is they're just like nobody can get her fucking pronouns right or his pronoun. You don't even know. Nobody knows.
I think everyone pretty consistently uses he, but
yeah, but with the name Pearl, like I'm just like, yeah, what's going on here? What is this? Did they really do? This is a Gamer. They did a Gamer. Yeah. Like a 100%.
It's not as bad as Gamer, but we don't want to jump the boat on Gamer too, because Gamer is a specimen that we're going to be dissecting in more detail in a later episode.
That's so upsetting. Knowing that you're going to have to watch Gamer again. Exactly. Telling me that in the future I'm gonna have to watch that fucking movie again.
Hey, in the future you're gonna have to watch Sucker Punch again.
I can handle Sucker Punch. It's fucked, but it's like, but it's not.
I don't know. Sucker Punch was so much worse to me than Gamer.
Yeah? Damn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Gamer is literally like a fucking is like a Nazi propaganda. Like Lenny Riefenstahl made.
Yeah. Gamer. I'm like not disagreeing with you.
But Sucker Punch is still worse. That's bananas to me. You heard it here first. Monk thinks a Lenny Riefenstahl movie is less bad than Sucker Punch.
I think Zack Snyder is worse than That's the order I think it's in.
Yeah, okay. Got it. You heard it here first. Monk likes Lenny Riefenstahl.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for saying I'm afraid to.
Anyways, Blade, a movie that is not bad, unlike Gamer and Sucker Punch. Let's see.
Blade. So what happens next in Blade? Oh, he meets there's that smoking babe in hematology with the creepy dude, his creepy ex in the morgue.
You're skipping way ahead. We got to talk about the blood rave some more.
Okay. What do you want to say?
We're talking about one of the most iconic scenes.
Yeah, and he's so iconic. But like, how do you want to do this? Do you want to act it out? Do you want to do all the lines? I don't know any of them.
Talk about like all the lead up to it. Okay, so like you got this pair of people in a car driving up, and they're like, and this like very standard like annoying man. He's a woo boy. He's a woo boy.
He's a member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh my god! And they're driving up to this this spot, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do something fun, and he's hanging out with like this really hot woman. She's like hot.
She's like macking on him.
She's like, oh, what you got down there? And like grabs his nuts.
She's like giving him a hickey.
Yeah, it's like okay. That hey, that works for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? So they're going to this thing, And he's like, "Where are we going?" And they walk into a meat packing plant, which for anyone not completely blinded by nut fever, would be like huh? I don't know about this one.
No, he's a trooper. He's out to fucking get his worm hogged on.
Yeah, he wants to get that slurp, and he does. Let me tell you, he gets a little bit of that slurpy slurp, just not in the way he likes.
Does he? So I think he gets he survives unscathed.
You're gonna spoil it, okay?
I am gonna spoil
it. You let Jesus take the wheel, okay?
Fine. Fine.
Okay. So they get into the club and everyone's like really aggro, and he's like, "Oh, this is weird. Everybody's aggro. Nobody wants to like slam dance with me at this club playing iconic 90s tracks." And so they're just like, he's just like walking around. He sees all the like main characters of the movie and is just like, "Oh, look at them. Wow. And he's like, "Okay, this is kind of a sick party. Yeah, the vibes here are a little bit fucked, but whatever." And then he notices that, like, a drip of blood lands on him. He's like, "What is this? What is this?" Maybe it's just rusty water.
It's like an inquisitive, like, "Woo?"
What? And it looks like it looks like the rusty water that could actually fall out of those things, and has. Yeah. I've experienced that before. It's gross, but it's just like kind of red water from there being rusty water in the pipes. Mm-hmm. But then it comes up on the DJ, and the lights come up on him. His like extremely cool light headset, like shining out into the audience. It looks like fucking nerdy as hell. I love that with DJs this is just a personal me aside, when it's those little tiny flashlights on the side of their heads and they're like doing their like DJ stuff with that. I think that's so hot. If you're a DJ and you do that, hit me up. No, I'm kidding.
A DJ doing that. DJ doing that, and they're playing like the strong bad techno song.
yeah, fuck yeah. And the lights come up on this guy. He's wearing like a trench coat. He looks fucking nasty. He looks like he hasn't bathed in like a week. And there's just a banner beside him that says "Bloodbath," and then it starts. The good starts, and it's just blood starts pouring from the ceiling, and everyone's getting into a blood rage, and it's like really fucking hot. Good movie, by the way, Blood Rage. And and then the guy starts running around, and all these vampires keep hissing at him, and he's like, "Oh God, I didn't know vampires existed until just this second." And then finally, after this fake out protagonist of the film falls on the ground and is ostensibly about to get the big suck, covered in blood, Blade. Blade's big fucking boots.
Yeah.
And he, unlike all the other vampires there, is not covered in blood. Because he's pure.
Because he's a virgin.
Because he's a virgin. Because he would never have sex. And that's that's the intro to the movie. It fucking goes really hard.
Yeah. Well, also, that's the intro to the movie, and then he starts like fucking slicing people up immediately.
Yeah, he just like immediately gets into fucking being the baddest motherfucker in the room.
Yeah.
He's like, "My blade of God will kill you," and starts like slicing people with his Malkatana. And it's pretty cool. He's got all sorts of fun tools. He's got a gun.
He's like Batman, except he's killing everyone.
Except he's murdering everyone. He's kind of like, I don't know, like oh, never mind. I'm not making that.
Yeah. He's kind of like a normal thing to say that Blade is kind of like.
He's kind of like a school shooter. He like very much reminds me of Columbine, And, and that's just what
the
interesting.
That's just what the Mall Ninja Cinematic Universe is, you know. It is very school shooter core.
It is, and people do need to kind of address that. It's like, oh yeah, all these people who look like they're the Columbine shooters, they're all like running around in trench coats with like
honestly a cooler type of mass shooter to be than like the mass shooters we have nowadays, where it's like a guy in a white polo shirt tucked into his pants.
Yeah, they're all soy motherfuckers now. Fucking return. At least if you're gonna do something evil, fucking at least look good doing Jesus. It. Yeah. So anyway. Oh god.
The canceled episode, everybody.
Yeah, this is the one. Also in my notes, I was calling the DJ Picture Plane.
Yeah.
And no one will get that joke. No one's ever gonna get that joke.
I think you said that out loud during the movie too. I
You didn't get the joke.
I think I maybe got it. Maybe. I think I've heard the words "picture plane." I think it's another time you made a joke about picture plane that I didn't get that I'm thinking about.
That's almost certainly what happened. Yeah. So there's a music video from 8 years ago. Actually, It has 100,000 views. That's not nothing.
Hell yeah.
It's not enough that I would expect anybody to have seen it, but it's enough that it's not nothing.
It ain't nothing.
But yeah, it's actually a rave at a goth club. Nice. Yeah, and Picture Plane is DJing it, and it looks pretty fucking sick. There's all these people with vampire teeth dancing in the front. Sorry, so I'm just saying it was a really good reference, okay? Like it was a perfect reference.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Brian.
Motherfucker has this flashlight headset on. It's it's perfect. Google it right now. Stop watching this podcast.
Yeah.
Do something nutritive for your
and
brain.
And then don't come back and finish the rest of the podcast.
Just never come back. Run. Run away. Just Google Picture Plane, okay?
And forget everything else you heard.
Yeah, and never talk to us. Don't look at me. God, I'm really excited for the number of people that are not going to talk to me after this. Did you know that Brian Trash was on that podcast when they talked about school shooters and how Blade was like a homophobic narrative, but also like a really good movie.
It's so good that it's good because it's homophobic. Let's be real.
It is what makes it really interesting, right?
Yeah.
I feel like people are really unwilling to like watch a piece of media that's like kind of ethically bad.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, this is a good movie. So anyways, Lenny Riefenstahl.
Yeah, you described my thoughts.
Triumph of the Will? Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So anyways,
that smoking hot babe in hematology, you know.
Oh yeah. So we'll fast forward a little bit. One guy gets his arm cut off. One of the vampires, in an ongoing gag throughout the movie, gets his arm cut off.
The arm cell.
Yeah. Because somebody decided that it was a gag that he got his arms cut off a lot.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing gag.
I love too that during the blood rave you can see like Frost, who's like the main antagonist of the movie, was there and just clearly ran away as soon as Blade showed up. Is the implication of that?
Wouldn't you? I mean,
little bitch boy.
You're at the club and you just need to run away from that homophobic hate crime. Okay, like
I'm not gonna make the joke.
Let Frost live. Okay,
I'm not gonna make the joke.
You have more self-preservation than I do. I'll tell you that much.
What, are you about to make the joke?
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not 100% sure which joke you're gonna make.
Never mind.
I'm just gonna,
the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Jesus Christ. Yes, bitch. This bitch isn't even gay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a criminal.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to jail now. I accept punishment.
You're going to hell.
Yeah. Well,
but me, I'm going to heaven. Okay.
Fair enough. That's a fair punishment.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So hate mail, you can send it to.
You can send it all to Raytheon.org.
Raytheon.gov.
They're worse than us, so if you're gonna write hate mail, send it their way.
Send it there.
We're responsible for 0 deaths of children. So you know what? You got to pick your battles.
Yeah, so true. But we are all complicit. But
we're not actively responsible, even though we are complicit.
We're complicit, but we're not like, we're not like bombing anyone, right? I've never dropped a bomb except for a joke before.
I've never dropped a bomb except for the 2 bombs I drop every morning.
Yeah, so true. Do you do them like right in a row?
Yeah, it's like it's like 1, 2. The sound of the turd.
Double tap?
It's the sound of the turd hitting the bowl and the water hitting the bowl again.
Okay.
No,
I thought maybe it was a double tap joke, and you're going to hell, and making jokes about the deaths of civilians is really bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, did you know that in the movie Zombieland they made a reference to the bombing civilians?
Wait, what?
Oh, you didn't know that?
We should watch Zombieland. We should. I think Zombieland is in the Mall Ninja cinematic universe.
It kind of is. Like, not explicitly, but it's close enough,
Yeah.
It's like the Neo Mall Ninja, which is like Apocalypse fans, Yeah, so like in Zombieland, they talk about how you have to double tap a zombie to make sure it stays down. Mm-hmm. But they say double tap, and double tap is very famously associated with when you like drop a bomb and then you you drop another bomb on that bomb to like maximize civilian casualties.
I think people also just say double tap to mean shoot someone to make sure they're dead. I think that was like literally a thing in Call of Duty before it was a thing in Zombieland.
Yeah. Well, I like it better when I'm saying that Zombieland is all about doing crimes against civilians and actually homophobic.
I think Zombieland actually is a crime against civilians.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's probably true. So, anyways, Blade.
Blade goes on to do some crimes against civilians, and
he's like, "Are you gay?" And just starts like executing vampires who have done nothing wrong. They're just at a rave.
Yeah,
they're not in like the commission of a crime. He's just like going through and killing vampires with just cause of who they are.
Yeah.
And
preach.
Yeah, that's fucked up. It's fucked up. Let the vampires live. Blade. It really is like Blade's a bad man.
He really is a bad motherfucker, is what he is.
He's a bad motherfucker. Yeah, but that, I don't know. The movie's great. I'm a huge fan of that whole opening sequence.
I think that is really genuinely cool one of the best opening sequences in any movie that has ever been made.
It's good.
Yeah.
It like introduces characters really well. Characters you don't even necessarily know that you're going to be meeting. And and that's sick. I didn't until this probably my like fourth or fifth time watching the movie didn't even recognize that you see Frost in the first scene.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, that motherfucker ran away.
That motherfucker ran away from Blade.
Yeah.
Left his like a brother guy there to go and die in the his lover.
His little arm cell bitch.
Yeah, his arm cell friend, lover, bitch, at the rave, and that's fucked.
Yeah,
Frost is not a good person. Okay,
no,
Frost
but you know what?
Frost is a homo nationalist. Okay,
you know what? He's not a good person. But you know what he is?
What's that?
He's also kind of a bad motherfucker, even though he ran away.
He is kind of a bad motherfucker, as you find out later, especially when he gets all juiced up.
When he turns into
we're not there yet. we're not at the juiced up Frost yet. We can't talk about juicy Frost until we get to juicy Frost. But we're gonna get there, okay?
Yeah.
And boy, does that boy get juicy.
Let's see how many times we get canceled between here and then.
Yeah, let's see how many more things we can say that will definitely make someone mad at us. It's comedy, okay? Just fucking let us ride. Let the shit ride, you know. It's all good. You got to remember, most podcasts they edit out their jokes like that.
Yeah, you're just seeing it raw.
You're just experiencing it raw right now, okay? Because we're lazy and we don't want to.
We're edging and we're raw dogging.
And we're raw dogging. We are raw dogging
while we edge.
While edging. This is a goon sesh actually. And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm also sewing. I know that you may not know because there's no camera and there's no way to hear sewing. I'm fixing my pants.
Oh. You mean the ones you blew out?
Yeah, I did blow them out. I did blow them out by shitting in them too hard. Yeah, it's
really seems to be happening
this
a lot.
This isn't going to be funny to anybody who's listening because they didn't catch it. But Monk and I were joking earlier about how I had shit my pants so hard that I'd shit a hole in them.
This is this is yet again another instance of Brian derailing the conversation to talking about shitting their pants.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's not a sex thing, okay? Don't worry about it. It's not a sex thing. It's a shame thing. Thank you very much. Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, Brian. Tell yourself.
Well, sew your fucking crotch hole back shut there.
I already did. It's beautiful. My pants are beautiful. They look like a mosaic.
Nice.
My other pair of pants. I love having multiple pairs of pants. It's the best.
Nice.
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
How many pairs of pants do you have?
In reality, I think I have 4.
I think I am at 4 as well. 4 that I wear, and then some others that I'm like, I don't want to wear these.
I've got 2 that I wear, and I'm not counting shorts either.
Yeah. Oh, I don't wear shorts like ever.
I do, and it's fun because I've got like a big psoriasis patch on my leg, right?
Yeah, I've had this. I've had this fucking giant psoriasis patch on my like forehead for like months. It sucked ass.
That's rough. Yeah, I've been suffering through a little bit of that psoriatic arthritis lately too, which is pretty hot. It's pretty sexy.
That I don't get. So rip.
Just you wait, babe. One day. I'm kidding. Hopefully you don't. But yeah, I've had this huge patch on my leg for years now, and I love wearing shorts because I'll like go to a party and someone will be like, did you like fall skateboarding or something like that? And I'm like, no, my immune system hates me. I'm actually at constant war with my immune system, and it's
and you're
it makes my
losing.
leg look like that. I'm fucking losing. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, did you go to the doctor about it? You think I can afford that?
Aha.
Anyways, Blade
Subscribe
has
to the
psoriasis.
Patreon, everybody, for more takes like these.
Anyways, Blade has an advanced form of psoriasis. Born with it. It's called vampirism. It's fucking wild, yeah.
An advanced form of psoriasis that renders him invulnerable to the effects of the sun.
It's beautiful. That's what daywalkers actually are.
Yeah, you're just itching all the time.
I think I just swallowed a piece of thread.
Oh no. Are you gonna crap it out?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I hope it's big enough that it's like I think I can like floss with it, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Anyway, so this movie. All right, what else have we got here? Oh yeah, so we've made it through like none of the movies.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to fucking move it along. Jesus.
Oh god. Okay.
All right, so that's smoking hot babe in hematology. Yeah. Let's finally.
Yeah, smoking hot babe in hematology.
And her
She's
her
like,
incel ex in the morgue.
Yeah. Real sucker. He goes ahead and is looking at this body and he's like, "Oh my god, it smells so bad. Why does it smell so bad? Oh, it's burnt." He opens up the bag and then he's like, "Okay, I guess I'll take a blood sample so I can go see my ex-girlfriend." And so he takes a blood sample and is like, "This shit's weird, right?" And she looks at it and she's like, "You got to be playing a trick on me. This shit's wrong.
This ain't what blood looks like.
This ain't.
I'm a blood doctor, and this ain't blood.
I know blood. This ain't it.
I have a degree in blood.
Yeah,
I've studied the blood arts."
While you were busy trying to date me, I was studying the blood.
That's a tweet.
That's a tweet. And so they're looking at they go to look at the body because she's like, "There's no way," and it turns out, whey.
He's covered in whey. He's got milk curds all over him.
There's this very milky man. He looks burnt. He's been burnt, but he's still very milky. You can see his eyes. They're pure white, full of milk. And
full of milk and vinegar.
And so they go and they're like, I don't know what the fuck's up with this. And then the guy's like, "I'm alive." And starts eating Nasty Man. Eating
Nasty Man, who notably while he was like hitting on her while she was looking at the dead body. Like, why don't you come think about us again?
What happened to us?
Like she's like, "I know, I told you needed space, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I get it. But what happened to us? You want to hang out?"
Don't you ever think about me?
Yeah. And
then he gets eaten, and everybody and the audience stands
clapped.
up and clapped.
It's just like when an airplane lands, everybody clapped.
Exactly. And then they go. She like goes into a corner. She's like, "Oh my god, he just ate my shitty ex." And then the vampire's like, "Oh, but I'm gonna eat you too."
Yeah,
because he was real low on blood. See, one thing we learned from Vampire the Masquerade is that blood is like a consumable resource.
He was full frenzy mode, is what he what he was in. Yeah, and then he used celerity too to catch up to her real fast.
Yeah, and boy howdy did he. You know, he didn't have an arm, but he did have.
He did have two pointy little things we call teeth.
Yeah. And so he went ahead and actually, did he lose his arm before?
Yeah, no, he loses his arms right after. So he grabs her and then Blade cuts off his arm.
I'm fake newsing everybody. Yeah, so Blade just like shows up as she's getting the big suck, and the hematologist, the babe hematologist is getting
the babe
big suck.
hematologist, and she looks like his mother.
And she looks like his mom. And he's like, oh. And something awakens inside of Blade. Because he's like, I'm not gay, but I am
gay for my mom.
I am into my mom. And that's what happens in the movie. The rest of the movie is just him like thinking about his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty explicitly too. It sounds like we're joking about this.
No, I know we've said some out there things this episode, but no, this is like not even exaggerating. This is what the movie is about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it literally is about the relationship between
between a boy and his mom.
An orphan and his mom, who's actually not dead. Wait, what? I spoiled it. I'm sorry.
I think you do see her for like a little bit come in like Frost's bedroom pretty early on.
Oh, you do. That's right. But it's not like explicit.
Yeah.
God, this movie really does do some beautiful work with foreshadowing.
Yeah.
It's
I don't think most people. I didn't notice it the first time I watched it. It was his mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like all these references to things that happen later in the movie, and you just like the little girl that doesn't exist for any reason in the movie's narrative.
Yeah.
And then she just like beats the shit out of Blade. And it's like you see her right beforehand. You see her in Frost's apartment hanging out. And it's like, oh, what's this little girl doing there? And then like a few minutes later you see her just like pouting in the room with all the Bible verses. The anti-Bible, excuse me. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Blade now."
Yeah, that happens in a bit.
She's a kid.
That happens a bit later in the movie too. When Blade saves this lady, and they like jumps off of the skyscraper with her. She's bitten, and like they're running away from the fucking cops who start shooting at them, and Blade essentially like kidnaps her to save her from like the vampire, even though she's like bitten and going to turn, and takes her back to the Blade cave, the Goon Cave.
Yeah, to the Goon Cave where he hangs out with the boys.
To the Goon Cave where he hangs out with his father figure.
Yeah. Welcome to the Goon Cavern. Yeah. And yeah, she has the dislocated arm and he fixes it, and then later in the movie, the tables get turned.
Yeah.
That's at the train scene, right?
Yeah, the train scene when
they're running a train on the guy with no arm. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they cut off his other arm.
They cut off his other arm. He's like, my arm. And then he like screams and runs away.
It's like if I were an editing man, I'd put in the audio of George Lucas saying it's like poetry, it rhymes. But you'll have to edit that in with your own noggin there, because I'm not gonna do that shit.
Let me try. Okay, I'm centering myself. All right, clearing out the snot. Okay.
I think there needs to be a little bit of snot.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of snot. Okay. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Excellent.
Thank you. That's my George Lucas, everybody. If you need me to work on a video game, I don't know, email Monk about it.
What the fuck? Since when do I run the email?
I don't know. We're not going to have an email.
Okay, well, if you find my email address, I guess you can email me, or you can send me. I think you should. I think what you should do is you should carve a note in my door of my apartment if you would like to contact me.
Send an email to reach us at editor@newyorktimes.com. And put in the make sure you write that you're writing to us.
Yeah,
and then care of.
Eve Barlow.
I don't know. Eve. Michael Bloomberg. I don't know. We're vibing.
Yeah.
There's no. So, listeners, do you know what's happening in this movie? Have you seen this movie? Do you need us to explain it?
I think we can. I think we can. I think we can explain it, but we can maybe brisk it up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Let's brisk it up a little bit. See, somebody said to us, and this is why we're in trouble right now. Okay?
Yeah.
That's why I made all. It's actually
you took
Stealth's
way
fault.
more notes than I did.
It's actually Stealth's fault that I made all those jokes about about.
No, don't. No,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. But for real, it was the other people are the reason why I was making jokes about Lenny Riefenstahl. Okay.
Yeah, the other people in your brain who tell you to do things.
Yeah, it was little goblins. Shout out Stealth though. They didn't actually make me do any of this stuff. What's up?
That was an evil thing to say. Most evil thing said in the podcast.
But for real, somebody did no, not pointing fingers at Stealth. Yeah, we got very nice feedback from our dear friend Stealth, who love a lot, saying that we didn't talk about the movie very much in the last one.
Yeah, I think here's the. I think there's a balance to be struck. Is the thing.
True. Yeah, and we've overcorrected here now.
Whatever. We'll just keep making note of it and move on.
Yeah, we'll just make a note of it. Next time when Colin's here and we're yelling at each other, we won't talk about the movie at all.
Yeah, I think it's maybe like 15 to 20% talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit more.
It'll devolve into us being like, what are you into hardcore? And it'll be like talking about Earth Crisis. We'll be like, fucking, I'll be taking the anti-Earth Crisis stance, and Colin will be taking pro, and you'll be the moderator, okay?
I'm the moderator. I'm always the moderator. Why do I always have to be the moderator?
All right, you can take the anti-Earth Crisis.
I don't know what that is.
You see what I'm dealing with, listener?
Yeah.
Listener. Aren't you on my side?
Yeah. Well, look who's always making it about whose side people are on. And talking about violently shitting their pants. Look who's always doing that.
Look who's always doing that. Who's always doing that? Well, it would be me. I am the multipolarity fan. What can I say? You know.
Yeah.
It's what I'm known for. You know. Based Duganist. That's a joke. Don't you dare accuse me of being a Duganist, okay? I can do it. You can't. Okay, listener?
Yeah.
Okay, monk?
Yeah. Talking about violently shitting their pants again.
You could call me a Ann Prim all you want, but you call me a Duganist. That's my joke to make, okay?
Anyways,
so
from
Blade.
one Duganist to another.
From one Duganist to another. Amazing. So, has anybody seen any good movies recently? Yeah. Blade.
Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah, so like this is like where my notes end. Because I stopped.
Okay, well,
I got distracted, you know.
Yeah, you lasted way longer than I did. I think we touched upon like all the poetry aspect, because the thing is this movie has like a lot of moments that like just call back and forth to each other. Like where were we in the movie again when you were talking about that?
When we were talking about
like what's the end? Where were we at the end of your notes?
Open season on all suckheads.
Oh yeah. So he's like taking so essentially she joins the crew with him and Whistler, and they go on
Mhm.
all sorts of misadventures.
Yeah, misadventures doing
Yeah.
a homophobic crime spree
Yeah.
all across New York, Detroit. And yeah, it's they're having a great time. And they're like, "How do I keep myself from turning into a gay?"
He's got like
I
this
almost said
serum
the
that
other
he
word, everybody. Okay, just FYI, I'm censoring myself.
This is the episode where Brian is censoring himself.
Hi. But yeah, they're just like on a homophobic cry spree. What else? That's text. That's
Yeah.
text in the movie. You know.
Yeah, he goes, he kills that other lady. He learns about he sees that cool 3D graphic they show over and over and over again.
Yeah, yeah, true. There's also the what's it? There's like the Bible room,
Yeah.
which is pretty sick. They got like a bunch of scrolls, and they're like, "Ooh, look at the scrolls! It's the vampire Bible."
Yeah.
What is it? The Book of Erebus?
Yeah, something like that.
One thing I do love, and I guess this is jumping around a little bit, right? Is because it's jumping back in time because we skipped over it. When she goes, when the hematologist goes to her apartment, and the cops there.
Yeah.
Remember the cop? And the cops there, and Blade. This is the scene, okay? This is the scene. The cop's like, "Oh yeah, your friend died. But don't worry about that now, because you're dead too." And he pulls a gun on her. And Blade, in a based ACAB move,
just starts beating the shit out of the cop.
starts beating the shit out of this cop. And it's just all the noises that are associated with like kung fu movies. It's like and it's
he's like breaking the cop, like smashing all of like her furniture in her apartment by throwing the cop on it.
And he's like, "This isn't a vampire. This is a familiar vampire wannabe." And it's like, all right, cool. Takes him downstairs and starts like beating his head into the cop car a few times, and is just like, "What do we got here? Oh, it's a bunch of bags of blood in your car because you're running deliveries for the vampires, you fucking piece of shit." And then he's tells the guy that he's gonna. Oh wait, no. I feel like I got that wrong.
Oh, don't worry.
He does tell the cop open season on all suckheads, right?
Yeah, but that's like late. That's like when he tells the cop that when he at Pearl's, right? Because like he's at the door to Pearl's place, and that's the cop shows him that, and then the cop runs off to Frost because he's a little he's this little bitch baby, and tells Frost like. The cop's like, "I'm sorry, I couldn't keep waiting for you, Daddy."
I didn't want to die for you.
Yeah, and then Blade, and then Frost sucks him off, basically.
Yeah, Frost gives him the big suck, and lets him, but like finishes him.
Yeah,
he doesn't which is the opposite actually, because like if you suck them off and let them finish, then they're vampires, aka gay. But if you don't finish sucking them off, if you drink all their blood and they die, then they're still straight and right with God. Anyways,
and then he starts swapping the blood around.
Yeah, he starts kissing his girlfriend with all the blood on their faces. Yeah, so they're fucking like hanging out at the like cool like the Hyperpop Club. The Vampire Hyperpop Club, and fucking they go in, they throw the guy through a door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like in a very comedic scene. I liked it a lot. They go in there, the cop's in there, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And they have a little chase scene, and Blade just starts beating the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And being like, "Where's the door?" And he's like, "Oh, it's the freezer." And Blade's like, "Bullshit," and throws him at a wall. and then he goes and gets him again. He's like, "Where is it?" And he's like, "It's in the freezer." And he opens the door. He's like, "Oh." All
He's
right,
like,
and then he whispers in his ear. He says, "You gotta tell your boss it's open season on all suckheads." Motherfuckers be trying to skate uphill. So true.
hell
So
yeah.
true.
That is true. Words to live by.
Words to live by. But yeah, that's the end of my notes. There's also the part where Whistler tells the hematologist that if you turn into a vampire, you ought to off yourself.
You ought to shoot yourself.
And I just thought that was really beautiful, especially coming from the Blade is a homophobic movie angle. Like Whistler, arch homophobe, like real
homophobic father.
Yeah, real homophobic father figure right there. Yeah, so that is all of my notes now. I've finally gotten through all of them. And also that again, flashing back, for some reason Blade remembers his mom despite being literally just born. That shit made me laugh a lot.
Well, you always remember your mom. You have an imprinted the imprinted mom instinct, like a baby bird.
You got a mom memory, a mommery, if you will. Yeah. So yeah, I love that he looks at the hematologist and he's like, I like that we're not remembering her name at all or even looking it up.
It's Karen. I know her name.
It's Karen.
Brian.
Okay. You're better than me.
Jeez. Because her ex, like at the end of the movie, he's in the zombie pit, you know?
Yeah,
and
that's right. And
he's like, Karen. Karen.
That was funny, yeah. I want to eat you, Karen.
Or don't you ever think about me?
I'll even eat a vampire, Karen. Yeah, that shit was pretty sick. Great movie.
Yeah. There is the part. So, sorry, go ahead.
Go for it. I'm trying to remember. You're doing better than me.
So I think there's the part after that where, so they're in they kill Pearl. They fry her with the UV lamp.
Yeah, she's like stoked about it.
She's like burning up. She's like, no, please don't fry me. And then she's like, no, you're frying me.
And fucking Karen's just is standing there, and Blade's like, what the fuck? And she's like, Pearl moved.
Hell yeah.
Fuck.
Cold motherfucker.
Yeah. She's ready for the industry, you know?
Yeah.
The homophobia industry.
Because, like, the reason it took them so long to get there is because Blade was going to kill the cop, but she, like, kept him from pulling the trigger. But so Blade's like, fuck you, you're weighing me down, dead weight, so useless fucking piece of shit.
You're gonna be a suckhead before long anyway, so fuck you.
Yeah, but then he sees her frying Pearl, and he's like, damn, I guess she can commit a hate crime.
I guess she can commit a hate crime against people that are like I am, but in the closet about.
I guess she can stay.
I guess she can stay. She can join my hate gang. I really appreciate that they started the Red Chrome Legion and started purging all the people who weren't like them. You know, this actually is set in Night City. Everybody, I don't know if you know that.
Oh, we're forgetting about all the meetings that Frost had with the elder vampires. Where like they're chewing him out for being like you're operating a nightclub. We're vampires. We're supposed to be weird incels, not partying and having fun.
We're supposed to be in the closet, not in the fucking out and open like that. Yeah. You fucking dweeb. So you know they represent the conservative force inside of the gay community.
Want to name any names?
Absolutely. I can't think of any right now. I was really amped to do it. I was really amped to be like, hey.
I'm not gonna do it. I already committed one ally crime today. I'm not doing another one. Probably a few ally crimes.
If you write it down and send it to me, I'll say it out loud.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm allowed to say the words, so Monk's not allowed to.
Yeah.
Monk's not allowed to say things.
That's true. I've taken a vow of penitence to atone for my sins.
Monk can't even talk about homophobia anymore. Mm-hmm. It's actually funny because it's come all the way around where like now because of that because of that, Monk's come all the way back around to not defending gay people. And it's like Monk's actually homophobic now. So it's like,
hey Brian, completely independent of that, would you like to check your DMs?
Absolutely. So shouts out to Bucket for telling everyone to hide in a closet all the time. That shit's stupid as fuck. That man is evil. I don't know if you know that. Buck Angel, everybody, evil. If you have any complaints, please send them to the New York Times editorial column. I won't read it. I
would actually love if the podcast got mentioned in the New York Times.
That'd be so funny. Somebody doesn't listen. We get like 100,000 people listening to it, and all of them being like, "They're so fun." It's like a cum town for a new generation. A new generation of assholes.
Cum swap. The swapping of the cum.
It's like cum town, but it's called edging. And it's a podcast. And they
recorded in a pond.
They're scummy as fuck is why. And they'll just they say all the things. Oh, you know that Eric Andre sketch where he's got the parental advisory thing on his mouth. He rips it off. He goes, yeah. "Ooh, I'm saying it."
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's us. I've actually got mud flaps on my little Subaru. Then they've got the.
Did they say it on them?
They say, "Ooh, I'm gonna say it." They say, liberal tears.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Real and true story. If you ever see a Subaru cruising around with mud flaps that say liberal tears on them,
you should probably shoot the driver in the head.
Yeah, you should probably shoot me. Yeah, please. If you love life and goodness, kill that person.
If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill them.
Yeah.
If you meet Basura on the road, kill them.
Soy Basura, everything. Anyways,
so Blade, Blade is in the dungeon with the Erebus scrolls, and he gets choked. He gets his ass beat, and he's being choked and like beat up on by the arm cell, and then he calls in for reinforcements, and fucking Whistler blows a giant hole in the wall and starts just blasting vampires away.
I love that scene too, because Whistler's like the hole in the wall happens, and the screen just goes over, and it's just Whistler standing there like fucking Superman.
Yeah,
with a gun.
He says some line too. What was fucking line? It's like catch you at a bad time.
Yeah, I was that. Did I catch you at a bad time? Suckheads.
And then
I wish they said suckheads more, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it getting annoying if they overused it, but yeah.
Yeah, but at least one more time, you know? I need one more suckheads.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And then there's like a fight scene around a train.
Yeah, they run a train on that
Blade,
guy.
yeah, they run a train, and then Blade grabs that the arm cell by the head and runs a train on him. And the guy
then cuts off his arm.
Getting beat up, and then he cuts off his arm, and he's like, ah! Runs away.
Yeah,
that was pretty sick. I like that scene. I like that scene a lot. 5 out of 5. Follow me on Letterboxd.
Best Letterboxd account, NA.
Best. I did Howard the Duck recently. It's very good.
Nice.
It's very funny. Do you want to hear my Howard the Duck review?
What is your Howard the Duck review?
Oh, let me bring it up real quick, okay?
All
right. Let me bring that up real quick. Let's see. Reviews. Here we go. I did a review for Gamer too, where I was basically like, "This is bad." Yeah. Let's see. Duck jokes. I wrote full of duck jokes, like dick jokes, but it's duck jokes. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and also would be an instant 5-star if Howard fucked.
Yeah, they should have done that. Yeah. That's what they should have done. They should have actually been fucking in Blade more. You do see that guy, you do see the arm cell getting sucked off at the beginning.
You do see him getting sucked off.
Yeah.
And in a scene where they're like, "We swear this isn't about like gay people." And so they have an arm cell getting sucked off, but in like a hetero way.
Yeah.
Right? But then the whole movie happens, and you're like, "Come on, come on, we get it. Blade is homophobia, okay? Incarnate." So it's still a good movie. It's just the way it is. Okay?
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
So like the what fucking happens next in the movie with because they have that fight, and then I think they're like she's trying to find the cure for herself at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And everybody's like, "There's no cure.
There is no cure."
Especially Blade. Blade's like, "There's no cure for being gay."
Yeah. And then like I don't think she cures herself just yet, but she has like that serum, right?
She makes the juice.
The juice, yeah, the anticoagulant.
Yeah.
Or no, it's the opposite. It's a coagulant.
Yeah. 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 And that shit, you don't know what it's gonna do. You just know that it's like, oh, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this will be bad if it gets India, so don't do that. This is not a cure. Yeah. I mean, in a sense, it is, right? Because it makes like
the blood explode.
Yeah.
Like they show it do it in like a lab slide, and it like blows up.
Yeah, that's right. They do that. And everybody's like, "Whoa,
oh, hot dog,
hot damn." Yeah, and so then they begin. Oh wait, that's right. Whistler gets the hideout gets attacked.
Yeah, but that's like Blade is out while that's happening, right? Because Blade goes out to meet Frost. And Frost is doing his coup against the elder vampires at this point too, because like he's like the bad guy vampire is just walking around in the sun covered in sunscreen because he's talking about how much he wants to be like Blade. It really is like an interesting antagonistic relationship where he's like he hates him so much because he wants to have what he has.
Yeah. I like that. I like when Blade was like, "Oh, your mascara is running," and then he calls him the F-slur. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know they were just doing that in the 90s, but
I mean, it was a different time, you know. It was a whole however many years ago.
It was now.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, now it was a different time. This was what it was. This is no one would be saying the F slur in movies if 9/11 didn't happen.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah. So they end up going. Yeah, he's out in public. He's got the thing. He's like, I have a child with me, and I'm gonna throw this child at a wall. No, he doesn't. He's holding the child by the neck. He's like, I'll turn this child into a fucking like. I'll make this child's head spin like a top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna fuck that kid up. He's gonna like beat their ass.
Yeah, and then Blade's there, and Blade's like, I don't care about that. As you said, human cattle, fucking dumb, stupid. And then, what's it? Fucking Frost is like, well, I'm gonna throw this kid into traffic. And Blade, in a odd act of humanity, goes to save the child, showing that he's not actually the cold motherfucker that everybody thinks that he is, right?
Hell yeah.
So, that's some character development right there. I'll tell you what. So yeah, then the attack on the hideout happens. Karen gets abducted.
Yeah.
And Whistler gets stomped on repeatedly. And then what is it? Frost tells his goons, he's like, do your thing. And then he's just all covered in blood.
He's like, what happened. They like fucked him up. They like beat the shit out of him. And he's like, son, I need you to give me your gun so I can kill myself.
Yeah. And Blade's like, no, I won't let you. And he's like, I need pussy. He's give me that gun. And then Blade relents and lets Whistler do the deed. And then Whistler's dead, and you never hear about him again. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. He's just dead. Everybody thought he was dead already. Anyways, he was just there to tell a message.
Yeah.
And then then it's the blood god ritual. We've made it to the blood god ritual.
The blood god ritual, the angelification of Frost.
Yeah. There's like this whole setting up of the thing where it's just like, we've got like this building that's all built to like.
They show the 3D graphic of it like 8 million times.
Yeah, and they're like, here it is.
The thing you saw from the 3D graphic.
It's like, oh yeah, look all this sandstone they have in Seattle for some reason. And we got a cool like blood harvester that just is like. It's just like a wrist slicer.
Yeah, and
it's really weird.
So they have all the elder vampires hostage, and they put Blade in the. They put Blade's mom shows up and puts him in his bad boy cage.
You've been a bad boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bleed you out.
Because Blade at this point is like, he's like thirsty as shit. He hasn't had his like serum stopped working, so he's like out of his fucking mind. Like he's and then his mom shows up. Yeah, he's like in a mommy fever dream.
Yeah. Yeah. And his mom's like, hey, baby, be good. And he's like, okay. Okay, I'll be good. Can mommy have your blood? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they put him in.
Karen's just watching and like, what's wrong with him? And they're like, baby thirsty.
Wah.
So they throw Karen into a pit.
That's where she fucking finds her axe and beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, Frost is like, you could either, do you want to become a vampire or do you want to die? And she's like, well, if you turn me into a vampire, I'll just cure myself again. And he's like, Wrong answer.
Say hello to your ex-boyfriend.
Check it out. Your ex-boyfriend is.
You don't want to be gay?
zombie?
Then fine. Here's your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, he's your ex-boyfriend. Go back to him. God, this movie is so rich in metaphor. Yeah. So that's all happening. Yeah, while Blade was attacking the building, you do get a demonstration of what the bubble juice does. Okay, well,
Yeah.
so we're gonna call it. Hold on. It's slurp juice. We're gonna insert NFTs in this movie. Okay.
Yeah. It's how many apes does it craft? One slurp.
This slurp
Craft,
juice,
it's like 4 new apes.
Yeah. Yeah. So Blade carries a bunch of slurp juice into the building, which he gets taken away from him. It's like, oh, you don't need all that slurp juice.
Yeah.
And Frost is like, that's the serum that keeps you from like being a thirsty little baby.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? And he's like, yeah, you should try it out. And Frost is like, no, I'm good. And throws it. And it's just like hanging from a thing. And it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't come back into play later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna take all your blood now, Blade.
Yeah, we're gonna start the ritual. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. And so they're like, what an odd machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it like spins this big stone slab around a bunch and like and it like cuts your wrists and then like throws your blood onto like a bunch of people's heads. It's like the blood rave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually hold on, let me do it again. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah.
There
Excellent.
we go. Yeah, okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And so that happens again.
Yeah.
But this time, instead of Blade becoming like the angelic killer of gay people, this time Frost becomes this is like the antithesis, you know.
Yeah.
This is the antithesis of that, and Frost becomes the avatar of bloodborne illness, and starts. And turns all the other elder vampires into like weird gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's from Blade
out through their mouths. It's pretty sick.
They like hit him and it's like plays like the most bit crunched, like awful sound effect you've ever heard in your life. Like,
yeah, the end of the movie, the audio gets really bad. Which is weird. It's just like all the sound effects just sound worse.
It's so funny.
It's pretty amazing. And so, you know, you get all that, and then there's some fighting. Karen pepper sprays a vampire in her mouth, and then her head explodes.
But then she's reunited with Blade.
And Blade is like dying. He's like, I need blood, and she's like, I got blood.
And he starts sucking on her as she moans in ecstasy.
Yeah, it's very sexual.
It's like unironically, like she's like fucking coming.
And she says, "Don't stop" a bunch.
And he's thinking about his mom. Yeah. He's like having a flashback.
And then his mom shows up.
And he like screams and he's like thrusting his pelvis out.
I love that right afterwards his mom shows up and he's like
did you enjoy it?
Did you enjoy it? Drinking blood? He's like, yeah. And then he walks up and literally stabs her with a leg bone. And she dies. And yes, yes, I did think of that as a penetrative act, and therefore Oedipal. You know, So yeah,
You know, it's just like Jesus. He died. He was and he was reborn through his mommy fetish.
there is mommy fetish, you know, and that's what Blade did. You know, bless him. So Blade is finally like ready. He's like, I'm back, baby. And Karen shoots a guy off a cliff, and then he turns to ashes. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
And Blade goes down. And he's like, I'm gonna get in a fight. Beats a bunch of guys up because he's now like super powerful because he drank blood.
Yeah. He's like went off his soy diet for
Yeah.
No, he's gone Super Saiyan.
He gave in to his he gave up on his incel lifestyle and became ultra powerful for a time. And then he ended up going and like getting in a fight with a bunch of guys, and the guys are all like they're fucking not good.
Yeah.
They all die. They're just nobodies, you know? And then fucking Arm Cell shows up.
Yeah, and Blade just fucking
like,
immediately, yeah, Blade just immediately, even though he's been hard to kill the whole movie, Blade in his post-nut clarity, like swings his sword and like catches his sunglasses in a single motion and instantly murks him.
Yeah, his head just flies off, and he's like, oh. I forgot to mention earlier, fucking Frost also had that moment where
he like did bullet time.
No, before that, Frost had that moment where he was like, put your arm out. So the arm cell.
Oh, yeah.
And Frost is like, I'm going to cut your arm off. And he's like, come on, man, I just got this back. And then Frost is like, just kidding, bud.
Psych.
And he's like, oh, dude. So stupid. Yeah, and then fucking, what is it? Yeah, then there's the bullet time with. Oh wait, no, that was earlier, wasn't it? That was with the kid.
Yeah, the bullet time was way earlier.
Yeah, that was the bullet time with the kid. Yeah, and then Blade gets in like the honest to goodness boss fight of this movie, you know?
Against the blood god Lamagra.
Lamagra, who has taken over the body of Frost. They're one, and Blade immediately gets in a sword fight, cuts the guy in half, and it's like, oh, it's over. And that was the end of the movie, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Wait a second.
Hold on. What?
That just happened. The guy's arm, which he had to cut off, which I neglected to mention, but now I'm mentioning. And also his body, which had been cut in half, kind of like CG blood blob kind of puts itself back together. And the guy's like, what now? And so they have a big boss fight.
Yeah.
It's pretty normal. You know, it's just like, oh yeah, they're beating each other out. And then Blade's like, well, I don't know what to do because I can't cut this guy in half.
Yeah, and then he sees the anticoagulant.
Yeah.
And he throws his sword up at it. And there's been this running gag the whole movie about the swords having this little mini swords that pop out after being activated. So the sword wedges in there near them, but doesn't knock them free until the little extra blades pop out. And then that they fall down, and he like throws like 6 of them at the blood god. And he turns into the master.
The master from fucking Fallout.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then they have a long conversation about why the master should fucking die.
Yeah.
And the master's like, yeah, you're right. And blows himself up.
Yeah. The master, another example of the self-hatred of the gay community.
What's the I forgot to mention earlier because you brought up the little swords.
Yeah.
The guy in the Bible room.
Yeah. He loses his hand and he starts like licking his lips.
Yeah, this guy's like, look, I got his pig sticker, and he's like waving it around. He's like, and Blade's just like there smiling, and the guy's hand explodes. He's like, and everybody's laughing at him, and
including
him. He's like sticking his tongue out like he's getting off on it, and I love that moment so much. That moment is chef's kiss. My God. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, and then what happens at the end of the movie? Fucking the blood god explodes. Everybody's like, well, okay, cool.
Blade decides he's not gonna take the cure, and instead he's gonna live as an incel for the rest of his life. He doesn't want to be straight. He wants to stay in the closet.
Yeah. Don't cure me. Just come up with a better serum. And then he's like, and
he goes to Russia.
Credits run. He goes to Russia, and he's like, Tovarish, I'm gonna cut your head off. It's pretty sick. It's pretty. That's Blade, everybody. We made it. It only took forever. We did it though.
I think this is a good length. No, I think honestly, speeding up towards the end is good because I think it's been like an hour and a half, and I think that's a perfectly acceptable length for a podcast. It's a little bit longer, but this is like a fine length of time.
This is fine.
It's like everybody,
everybody, if you want to, have any comments about this, make sure to send an email
to the New York Times
editorial board. Let them know that it's care of Anthony Blinken, and let
them know it's care of Zack Snyder.
Care of Zack Snyder. And send I don't know, some sort of like cool, I don't know, put some sort of substance in it, maybe like if it's like a cum tribute or something like that, would be funny.
I'm not gonna make the joke.
No, don't make that joke. I thought about it too.
Yeah, the picture of the pig poop balls is the joke I'm thinking of.
That's the joke. We're not talking about anything else. We don't want any of you going to prison. We want you to send. We just don't want you to send pig poop balls. It's mean.
What we want you to send, in fact, is money to the hypothetical Patreon page.
That might exist at some point.
You can send whatever you want there.
Yeah. All right. We got any signing off things?
How about this? Do you have something?
Don't talk to me. Just kidding.
How about this?
I'm kidding.
All living things are born to die.